What's up, YouTube? What's going on, guys? So today we're gonna be working on the MR2 here. Again, I got more stuff in the mail. I know you guys are. I want to be working on this. But good news, catch can will be here. It won't be 100% complete like I thought it was going to be. Unfortunately, they ran into a snafu. The people that make my catch can didn't screw up. They didn't make any mistakes. But the seriously, that's like the 4th time I've done that in the video now. Anyways. The company that makes them, they're just waiting on one single plate, this custom plate I wanted made. I was gonna have the PF logo in it. I shouldn't say I had it made, they were having it made, so they're waiting on that, and there's another plate to go over top the filter. It'll be completely fine, it'll work 100% okay, but it won't be like 100% complete. But we're not focused on that today. Today, we're focused on the MR2 here. What I have here is a jack pad. It's the first time I'll be using one of these. The one issue I've ran into with this car versus the Supra is quality so far. The pinch welds the whole way across that are like solid. Like you could pick the car from any pinch weld and I pick it up from one side and then pick up the other side, and that's how I jack up the car. I tried doing it with this and the pinch weld just started to collapse. So I'm hoping this little guy right here helps keep the pinch weld from collapsing. Now another way people had mentioned was jacking it up from the rear of the car. By doing that, you pick it up right under the subframe, which is great, but the front was so sketchy, and then you picked it up by one corner and the other corner. It's just super sketchy. I didn't like it at all. When you pick it up from side to side, you at least have one of the wheels that's locked and in gear down on the ground holding it in place, which I feel much more comfortable with. So I'd rather pick it up side by side like I've always done the Supra. Hopefully this works. But there's one other package on the front door, and I know who it's from. So my dad texted me today and says, you know, hey, UPS man dropped something off. My dad's actually close to the UPS man, go figure. And yeah, he said there's something on it. Thanks, Ty. TCS Motorsports sent me a nice little product here, which I'm going to open up for y'all. Pretty excited about getting this, but thanks, Ty, you freaking prick. Now everyone thinks I'm gay, which probably isn't an untrue statement. I just haven't told my wife yet. She'll get over it. So there we go, guys. Now it's still in the packaging, and it looks like he sent me some more decals. Oh, I guess the bolts that go with it, which, again, this will be a separate video. This is going to be an install video I'm going to do for TCS Motorsports. It's for their X-Brace here, which is a stainless steel, 304 stainless steel piece. Unlike the TRD one, which was like a mild steel, this will never rust, and it's all polished and pretty. He also sent me some nice decals, and what the heck does this say? What are these? I'll have to pull these out. What in the world do these things say? Dude, guys, check this out. I survived snap oversteer. That's freaking hilarious. Definitely gonna rock this. He sent me 2 of these, so that's pretty cool. Pretty stoked on that. So I'm excited to get this on the car. I won't do that for another day or two because I want to do a proper install. This actually has to go in a certain way, so I want to show you guys how to do that. And it's well to help out Ty's customers down the road here. So pretty excited about this. Can't wait to show you guys this in full detail. But let's get back to MR2 and let's get it jacked up. Now I got it jacked up, and sorry I did only one side showing. This is how I always jack up the cars, and then I'm using the points right there on both sides. So if you guys can see, there's a point there, and then 2 on the other side also. They're reinforced points where you can actually jack the car from and hold it. Now for me, what has me a little uneasy is, I guess, the motor being so far back, but I guess it's no different than this. I mean, when I jack this up, the jack stands the whole way back here. You got all this motor hanging up front, you got a jack here and barely any weight in the back. So maybe I'm just overthinking it. I'm just very cautious. I don't want to ever drop a car or screw something up. Even I guess the jack stands I use, they can hold 3 tons each. They're meant for like big trucks, or not big trucks, but bigger equipment and stuff like that. Something that's super heavy for a low area. So yeah, I have 12 tons. Just under that, they can hold up to 12 tons. So what is that? No, I did 3. I don't know. I'm an idiot. I'm so out of it. I'm trying to rush around and do all this stuff. I'm just being stupid right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and start changing the oil in this. That's what's the big change for today. Let's go over here and I'll show you. So when I bought the car, it came with this K&N filter. This is something I would usually not use. I usually use, see if I have one in here. Here's what I use for my Supra. I use a Purelator. Now people give me crap, well, why don't you use OEM Toyota? A lot of Toyota ones are made by Purelator, just an FYI, guys. So why spend the extra money for no reason? I don't like K&N because I think they use cardboard up top versus a Purelator, which uses a metal top. This will be fine for what the MR2 is. And then I always use Brad Penn oil, period. That's all I use. 10W40 is one I put in the car. It's like a happy medium for me. Could go a little bit thinner maybe, because it is getting colder out now, but it should suffice. It's kind of like a happy medium for me, and I like it because it has extra zinc, kind of like AMSOIL does. So let's go ahead and get under the car here. I'm gonna show you how to change the oil in this bad boy. Get under the car. First thing I always do, let's see if I can get this radiator cap off. Radiator, good Lord, Ryan. Oil cap off. I just put this one on, and it's tight, unfortunately. I must have cranked it down too much when the engine was warm, and that seal, yeah, I'm an idiot. So let's go ahead and try getting this off. There we go, now it's coming off. First thing you wanna do, take your oil cap off. Helps relieve some pressure. I don't think it does a whole lot in my opinion, but it helps relieve some pressure. Next thing up, go under the car here. I'm gonna grab my oil pan, slide that under, and we're gonna start draining the oil out. Their plug and filter apparently is right beside it. I've never done this. This should work for the Gen 3, Gen 4, or Gen 5 3SGT. So this should help a lot of you guys out there that's never done this before. Guys, if you can see right here, we have our oil drain plug. Super simple to get to. And then right up beside it here, under this plastic cover, is your white little filter there. That should be easy to come off. And then grab this. I'm not sure if I need all this plastic sheathing. I just feel like this is a ton of overkill for this car. Maybe I'm going crazy, but man, this thing has a ton of like plastic sheathing and all sorts of stuff underneath of it. I'm not sure if this is normal, guys, or not, but yeah, let's go ahead and take this plastic off and drain this bolt. As you guys can see here, oil's draining out. Sorry, I'm behind the mic right now, guys, so if it sounds a little bit like you can't hear me. So the oil's draining out right now. This should only take a little bit. So let the oil pan fill up, and once it's completely dry and stops dripping, I'll start filling her up and take the filter off first. Well, take the filter off first, don't be stupid. Filter off first. All right, guys, I'm losing light here, so I had to get some power out here in my Dremel and had to cut some plastic out of the way. So the way TCS does it is actually they do it 100% true swap, which I'm really happy about a TCS car now because of this. Everything's there, like every under tray's there. They put everything back to like it was stock, which is pretty freaking awesome, especially for when I look up the cost of what their swaps are. Just, I'm not sure how they make money, to be honest, because it seems really cheap. So when I'm looking at it here, I see there's like plastic covering over it, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. And I text Ty, he's like, well, if he said it was my car, I'd either one, remove it, or number two, just take a Dremel and cut away what you can so you can get to the filter every time. He's like, removing that panel every time has gotta suck. So I just took a Dremel to it here, guys, and cut out the little bit of plastic that was in the way to remove the filter every time. I'm lazy. I don't want to have to dig with it every time. If I want to get the filter, I just want to grab it. There wasn't much you had to cut off, but this will make it easy. I can just stick my hand up there, grab it every time, remove it, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the old filter out of it here. I won't be able to record it just because of where it's at. Put the new filter in it, and then start putting some Brad Penn in this beast. Well, now that that's done, time to put some oil in this bad boy. So let's go ahead and set that down. Kind of sits up a little above it because it's a little tight, but I guess it doesn't really matter as long as the old Earl goes inside there. So set it just like that, and that's out. Let's go over here and grab some Brad Penn and start filling this bad boy up. So I'm told that it takes about 5 quarts. So I'm gonna put 4 full quarts in it, then put maybe a quarter of a quart, half a quart in it, let it drain down, check the dipstick, put some more in it, check the dipstick, etc. And it should be good, but I just wanna make sure because I've never done this before, and then I keep a little cheat sheet up top here of exactly what it takes. The Supra here takes exactly 6 quarts every time, which is really convenient. So I just go grab 6 quarts of oil and dump it in every time. The MR2 I've never done, and since it's a Gen 3, I'm not sure if the pans are a little bit different from the Gen 1, Gen 2s here in the US, and I can't find anything that's 100%, yes, this is how much you need to put in. So I'm just gonna check it myself, write it down, and then let you guys know here how much it takes. So got the oil in, guys. I put like 4 1/4 quarts in it right now. So I'm just gonna wait for it to drain down a little bit. I probably should put the cap on, crank it over, let it settle down, and see where truly the level's at. But I'm just gonna let it settle for right now, see where it's at, and check it, put probably a little bit more oil in it. So I'll let you guys know here in a couple minutes. All right, guys, so right now I have about 4.1, 4.2 quarts in the car, and it seems full. I mean, I'm checking it right now. I've taken it out 3 times and it seems full. I'm gonna put the oil cap on, let it run for a second, turn it off, let it completely settle, check it tomorrow and see what it's supposed to be. And then I'll just write it down so I know for future use and let you guys know too. Just as like a quick check, I wanna make sure that it's 100% right, and then you guys will know this will be the same no matter what you have, as long as you have a Gen 3, Gen 4, or Gen 5 motor. It'll be the same for this across the board to help you guys out and make this a little bit easier. I also went ahead and took out the TCS strut bar or X bar, whatever you MR2 owners call it. I'm still new to this. If I call it for my car, called a strut bar. I guess technically goes strut to strut, but since it's an X shape, a lot of you guys can call it an X bar. Beautiful, like way nicer, and I don't even mean that to down it, but it's way nicer than I thought it was going to be. It's polished really nice, and I touched it with my bare hands, and it has oil on it. Stupid, I should have put gloves on. It is what it is, but it looks really nice, guys. The welds are really well done. This in general just looks very nice. Pretty excited to get that on. I want to see if there's any difference with it besides the fact it's going to look cool. It should add some more rigidity, because the one that's on it looks like it's just tack weld in the center, so it still has pivot. I'm not really sure the whole point of the stock turbo strut or X brace. It just looks really chintzy if you ask me. So I'll give you guys some input on that once I do the full video for y'all.